Well, good morning and welcome to Levens Park, just south of Kendal. It's only about maybe 4 miles as a crow flies from home, so an easy bus journey this morning. Not the 2.5 hour of all it takes to get up to Keswick. And I thought this morning I'd have a walk beside the River Kent, which is just down here, and up as far as Kendal. See what we've got to see along here. Been a little bit of snow overnight at home, but it doesn't appear to be any here. It's frosty, mind. Really quite cold, but it's dry, although not supposed to be dry beyond about 3 o'clock, so I intend being in Kendal before then and get back on that bus home. So yeah, there's the Kent. I'll see you a bit further on the trail. Now, a little bit about Levens Park. Of course, it belongs to Levens Hall, which is noted for its topiary. I haven't gone in there this morning. As I say, I want to get to Kendal before it rains, but yeah, the topiary is really quite something to see. And the family are the Baggots, and within Levens Park there's a herd of fallow deer, which nothing unusual in that particular. You get fallow deer in a lot of country parks, but it's also home, and I'm looking around seeing if I can see them, but you can't, so I don't know where they are, home to a herd of goats, wild goats, well, semi-wild because they don't move out of the park, and they're called the Baggot goats. I'm not going to say they're unique to Levens Hall, but as I understand it, they're like a subspecies. So yeah, can't see them anywhere though. As an extra piece of information, you can do this part of the walk as a circuit, very popular with the local people of Kendal, and it's a walk I've done many times. You can come up one side of the river and then cross at just above Force Falls, which is where we'll cross it, in fact, I think. Haven't decided yet. And then go back down the western side of the Kent. It makes a lovely little circuit, good for old folk, people like me, and kids and what have you. Makes a nice half a day's walk. So this is a view from Force Bridge looking south. This is the River Kent. It's flowing through limestone at this point, so it really gets a move on here. There's quite a bit of water in today. We've had snow on the tops, which will have been melting. And this is the view north. As you can see, water coming in from everywhere. Typical limestone country. behind me there you can just see the footbridge over the Kent, and we follow the Kent pretty much all the way up to Kendal now. Over on this bank here, it's now a caravan and motorhome club site, but it used to be the Sedgwick Gunpowder Works. Thank you, Mr. Sheep. And and of course the Kent was used for its water power. In fact, it was used many times on its way down from the top of Kentmere on its way to the sea. The site there used to be very interesting when you could walk around it, but now it's a caravan site. They don't particularly like you mooching about. So yeah, there's all the old wheel pits and the courses that took the water off. And behind me there you might be able to see there's a tunnel, and that's the tail race from one of the wheels. Let's crack on up beside the Kent, and the next thing is Hawes Bridge, I think. Well, this is where they built the weir. You can see the remains of it there behind me. And this is where they would have taken the water off for the gunpowder works. Yeah, a lot of it's gone now, of course, so it doesn't look quite as impressive as it would have done when it was in operation. Bit of a standoff. There's always one, isn't there? Well, here we are at Hawes Bridge, and the limestone has been worn out underneath on the sides, a bit like the Strid over in Yorkshire. It's quite a dangerous place, but of course very attractive to teenagers in high summer. Unfortunately, there's been a couple of fatalities here. So that's looking south, and that's looking north. And there's a dipper down there flying about. You won't see it on the GoPro, I'm sure. Right, well, we're not far off Kendal. This line of trees here behind me, I don't know if you can see that, that's the line of the old Lancaster Canal. It's actually filled in there now. It still has water in it where I live. I actually live next to the canal, but quite a few miles, well, downstream, so to speak. So over here, this cluster of houses here, this is Helsington, or part of Helsington, and this was another mill, but this was a sawmill. It isn't anymore. It's actually a tarmac contractor. Sign of the times, I suppose. So over here, beyond that electric pole, on that floodplain, is the site of a Roman fort. Two Roman forts, in fact. It's reckoned to be called Alavna, although it's now thought that might not have been its name. And there was one fort that was like turf and wood, and then the Romans all disappeared and went up to start building the Anthony Wall up in Scotland, and they left it for about 50 years or so. Yeah, it was excavated in the mid 1970s, 1975 I think, but there's nothing to see because it was all covered up. I suppose it's all there to see at some point in the future. Whoa, nearly. Oh, we'll do that bit again. It was all covered up, and of course we'll be able to see it at some point in the future if they've done that. Anyway, they came back from Scotland, did the Romans, possibly with a tail between the legs, who's to say, and they built a stronger fort made of stone, and they stayed there until about 300 AD. Whether it be garrisoned by people actually from Italy or Rome, more correctly, or whether they were local chieftains, wouldn't like to say. So yeah, you can see the weir that supplied the water to the sawmill now, and that's as far as we go now. Well, as far as we go on there, and so we head up basically into the town of Kendal. That's the walk beside the River Kent, you'd have to say. As far as Kendal, from Levens Bridge, where I didn't mention it when I was down there, but it is actually tidal as far as Levens Bridge. Anyway, I'm going to stop here a minute and basically say I hope you've enjoyed that walk, something a little bit different from me. And I'd just like to say thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'll be quite glad to get out of these muddy fields and onto a bit of tarmac, believe it or not. Never thought you'd hear me say that.